mess up out of here. What up, YouTube? This your boys, Artie Black, here today to bring you another video. Now, I said that the primary focus of my channel was not going to be Pokemon related. However, this is slightly different. This has more to do with the fact that I have like 2-3 other things I want to talk about in Pokemon, but like I said the other day, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But today it has to do with the way I think Pokemon is set up. Yes, that is my thing. So I haven't played Pokemon Sword and Shield yet. So most of what I'm going to talk about, I can't say anything about those games. I've watched people do Let's Plays on them, and I haven't played it, so I can't say anything concrete about whether I like it or not, because so far the Pokemon designs, they're kind of cool, but at the same time, the Dynamaxing and the way the gyms are structured, it's a little bit of a no-go for me. But yeah, so this has to do with a cross between the anime and the games in a weird, convoluted way. So the first thing I want to talk about is are the way the regions are structured in the anime, as well as the way the Elite Fours and championships are set up. So, in my opinion, there is not one champion. There are always two champions. Yes, you heard me right. In my personal opinion, there are always at least two champions of a region at any given time. Now, if you're confused by this, I don't blame you. And to break it down simple, there's the league champion and then there's the regional champion. Now, you're asking yourself, what's the difference between the league champion and a regional champion? The league champion is the person who is the strongest person in the Pokemon League of that year. The regional champion is the strongest trainer in the entire region, bar none. They hold that title through combat. And if you're confused, this has to do with the Elite Four challenge that I see covered, that I think gets covered in most Pokemon games. You travel, you battle the 8 gym leaders, and then you automatically get a shot at the Elite Four. But in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there is no Elite Four. You are automatically entered into a tournament where you can challenge the champion of the region, the undefeated champion, the Pokemon champion of the world, Leon. So to get a better understanding of where my thoughts are, I'm going to explain what I believe is the hierarchy of the Pokemon world. We have the world champion, the undisputed strongest champion in the world. Then we have the regional champions. Now, this may sound a bit weird, but after the regional champions comes the Elite Fours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you putting the regional champions, well, not the regional champions, why are you putting the Elite Four above the league champions? The reason I'm putting them that way is because for a league member to get a shot and be the regional champion, they have to defeat the Elite Four first. And let's be honest, anyone who's ever played the games and watched any parts of the anime know they ain't no jokes. Like, real talk, they ain't no jokes. Then I'm thinking of it like this. Ash himself, he is technically a regional champion, considering that he is the first champion of the Alola League. If you want to get even more technical, he's technically a two-time regional champion if you want to count the Orange Islands as its own region, which a lot of people don't count for one reason or another, even though by anime standards it is considered a league. Not in the traditional sense, but Ash still won the Orange Island League. So Ash has a greater claim than most of the champions currently because he's a two-time champion. But here's the problem with the Orange Islands, which probably no one addresses. Ash won the Orange Island League, but he's never defended the Orange Island Championship, which in and of itself, I say complicates his claim to that throne. But yeah, it basically goes world champion, regional champions, Elite Fours, and then league champions. Now, while this isn't official or anything like that, it is the easiest way I can break down this system that they have created, that when we think about anime logic versus game logic, competitive, non-competitive, this is how I figure it stacks up the easiest. You always have to think about there's always going to be somebody who sits at the top of the ladder. In Pokemon's case, the person who currently sits at the top of the world ladder is Leon. He is the best of the best. There are a handful of trainers in the world who can compete with him. That being the league champions, the regional champions, and the Elite Four. But they aren't the only ones with that claim to fame. Now, take this with a grain of salt. You still have veteran trainers, elite trainers, unknowns, not the Pokemon unknown. No, scratch them. You have the unknowns, the players, us. You have us, even though we're not part of the anime or anything like that. We still have a stake in it because at the end of the day, while Leon sits at the top of the throne, you have the unknowns, the ones who can climb from the bottom of the league to the very top of the league. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, comment down below, leave a like. I don't do this for any other reason than to relieve stress, but at the same time, I think it's good to talk and discuss these things. So, this has been your boy Zara the Black. I'm out.